I was told my back would never heal. I've battled with low confidence my entire life. And I've never felt happy looking in the mirror. Fast forward to today, and my back has completely healed. I'm now confident as a person, and now my body looks, functions, and feels better than ever before. It's time to learn how to overcome physical and mental barriers, how to build a sustainable lifestyle, and build a body that looks, feels, and functions the way you've always desired. You're listening to the Redesign Your Body Show with Jake.
Welcome to the Redesign Your Body live on Apple 98.5 FM and as a podcast on your favorite podcasting platform. I am your host, Jake Pearson. So, last episode we spoke about the importance of finding your starting point and how you can identify it. So if you hadn't had a chance yet, you can go listen to that and for my insight on how to make that start. Today's episode is going to be covering how to build a routine and what are the benefits of a routine. That is, progress in your goals consistently, whether it's your strength, fitness, or fat loss goals, and overall changing your body's appearance if that's what you want. It gives you the structure to your week and enables you to live that balanced lifestyle knowing you're in total control by just having that set routine in place. Now, what is routine by definition? Routine by definition is a sequence of actions regularly followed. I didn't steal that from Google. Trust me. It's all right. Which translates quite well into your health and fitness goals. Most people overcomplicate their health and fitness with a lack of clear structure and routine to their days, weeks, and even, months. They will do things such as going to the gym randomly whenever it suits them, some weeks being twice a week, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week. Not a lot of routine and structure there to build any kind of consistent result or even to measure what works for them. Next, they won't even have any routine when it comes to their food intake or nutrition, if you want to call it that. Whether it's a regular food prep or days, if you're busy, or even a set day to hit the shops with your shopping list or ingredients, which you should have. Big emphasis. And what about sleep? Going to bed at different times every week. Not trying to be consistent with the hours that you're getting because you're going to sleep deprive yourself. What about weekends? People treat these completely separate to their weekdays, almost like an opportunity to go completely off the rails and really do some damage to any progress they've made during the week. And I know that is a routine for a lot of people because it used to be my big bad habit for me. That was my old routine. I would be sinking beers every weekend and eating fast food up until 3 a.m. just because, that's what you do when you go out drinking. So that's a habit that I've really worked on trying to break. And I would encourage that in the future, if you do have that kind of routine, then that's something you're going to have to look at changing if you're not hitting your goals. So where are we to start if we want to establish a routine, Jake? Well, Jake, understanding the importance of a routine, the critical role that a routine plays during your week for your health is the best place to start. So, starting your day is not something you can avoid. So how do you take control of your mornings, whether you're a 9 to 5 or a shift worker, if your mornings are at 3 p.m.? Do you eat within the first hour of waking up? Because I know I'm freaking starving when I do wake up. But it also gets me right for exercising and allows me to have higher energy levels to stay focused throughout the day. If you're not eating brekkie, you don't need to introduce a huge meal. Just try something small and work on the quality and quantity of it later. We just like to establish the habit and routine of doing that first. Number 2, exercising and training. You can't do random workouts each week if you're looking to hit a specific goal. It just doesn't give you any form of consistency to measure performance if 1 week you're just doing 2 weight sessions a week and 3 the next. The same applies for cardio. You might do 1 session 1 week and 4 the next. How? How do you measure what is working for you? Because there's no consistency whatsoever. Pick some super specific times that you know you can manage each week before or after work. And if you know you can attend 3 sessions a week with no dramas at all, lock it in. Lock it in. Don't commit to more than one more than one or more than two if you can't currently keep that consistently. But if you can do 1 or 2 sessions a week consistently, nail it. Okay. The same with 3 to 4. If you can nail 3 to 4 a week consistently, lock it in. But you don't want to commit to more than you can't. It just adds extra pressure that you don't need. So keep it simple, routine, and consistent. I would not recommend for anyone looking to start in the gym to do more than 3 intense sessions a week for now. Otherwise, you're likely to burn out from doing too much too soon. And I'll touch on that. I've burnt out many times. I was doing 5 sessions a week earlier in the year, and that was just unsustainable for me. I found I wasn't enjoying my training anymore, and I had to bring it back because I was just getting sore and injured. So I brought it back to 4, and I found that was a lot more manageable and sustainable for me. Now, everybody has their magic number on what works for them. I'm not here to say that you need to do 10 or 3 or 1, but find what works for you and what you can fit into your routine consistently in your week without impeding on everything else, and lock that in. So, number 3, now I don't want you to roll your eyes when I say it, but food prep, nutrition. It's one of the harder things to build a habit, and I hear excuses, and this is what they are. They're generally excuses. I hate cooking. I don't want to eat out of containers. I don't have time. Now, if you don't have time, then obviously your goals aren't just as important for you to make that time or find that time. If you don't want to eat out of containers, well, that's rubbish. Like, you can eat perfectly good meals out of containers, and there's nothing wrong with it. You buy takeout food out of plastic boxes, right, and wrappers, but you don't want to eat out of a plastic container because people are judging you in your workplace. Get over it. If you're there trying to put yourself in a better position for your health, you shouldn't be worrying about what they're saying to you or what they're going to say to you. You should just stick to what you know and what you're trying to do and focus on being the best version of you. So, back to all these excuses, again, they are rubbish. And if your health isn't important to you, as you believe, and you're listening to this podcast or live on Apple 98.5 FM, then chances are you do want to change. So some things are non-negotiable. And in this life, this is absolutely one of them if you want to improve your body composition, which is building more muscle and losing fat. So can you find time to commit to 1 hour a week to prepare several meals in bulk for yourself? Here's an example. When you're cooking your regular dinners or preparing lunches, think about it. You've got time, you might set aside 30, 45 minutes to do that. Can you create a few extra servings for yourself to put aside for a later time? Maybe the day, but Thursday, if it's Wednesday, maybe Friday, the day after, the weekend. Putting aside extra servings is only really going to benefit you in the long run. If you can't find an hour, can you find the time 2 or 3 times a week to commit 30 or 45 minutes to prepare meals? It's all about condensing the amount of time. You can spread it out. You don't have to sit there for 3 hours slugging away in the kitchen and then say, I don't have time for 3 hours. Well, you can cook and prepare perfectly good meals with under 30 minutes if you really know what you're doing. It's all about fitting this into your lifestyle. If you're sitting here thinking you can't find the time, yet you spend all your evenings after work or on your Sundays loitering around, then I'm sure you can multitask watching Netflix and preparing food, right? I do the same. I get my learning in as well when I'm cooking. I listen to podcasts to save time, 2 birds, 1 stone. But the food prep, again, it's a 2-parter. Your shopping list must contain a list of ingredients that you're going to prepare these great options that you've set out for yourself. So sure, throw in something you want as a treat, but don't go overboard. You're here to ditch the old lifestyle in order to build a new one that gives you the body you want, that helps you hit the goals that you're after, and a slab of cola and dozens of chips, it isn't going to do that in the long run. Number 4, accountability. The fact or condition of being accountable, responsibility. You need to hold yourself accountable to keep this up, to make those slight everyday improvements in your lifestyle over the next few years for it to really sink in and take hold of your routine and your just habits. So your body just goes autopilot. This is what I do now. This is just how I live. You can't build that up over 3 months and then completely change everything. To really get some permanent success, it's going to be over a long period of time. So what can you do? Well, I'll tell you what I did. Well, I worked with an online coach and who I met halfway with my training, my food habits, and I was accountable to him each week. I still do the same things. So what can you do? I would personally recommend, if you can't look at hiring a coach or finding someone of that kind of description, to either joining an online support group with some support and accountability, or tell one of your close friends or even your partner, give them a tap on the shoulder and say, this is what I'm doing, and ask them to hold you accountable with what your little targets are each week. If that person isn't all in to help you, move on until you find someone else who is. Alternatively, you can work with a coach in your area if online isn't your thing. So now that you know the benefits of a routine, and you've had some great insights here on where to start building one, get started on implementing even just one of these strategies and build your weekly routines. If you can't, send me a message at jakepearsonpt@gmail.com or reach out to any of my platforms on social media. Thanks for listening to this episode on how to identify what your routine is currently and where to build it, whether you've tuned in live through your favorite podcasting app or platform.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Redesign Your Body podcast. If you're looking for more daily support and inspiration, you can join our community Facebook support group. Just head over to our website at redesignpodcast.com/podcast. Jake, signing off.